chug, 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 chug.
Hello, everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, welcome you back to check this out. The show we take a look, whatever deck we take a look at, be a troll deck, rogue deck, casual deck, or meta deck. And we have ourselves a good old time with it on the old EDO Pro. Today, everybody, we're finally taking a look at the new Charmer action. One of those classic decks that Konami loves to support, and we love to see support for them. Because Charmer's just a fun, straightforward sort of deck to play. You know, just a bunch of spellcasters, lots of beatdown potential, but also some crazy potential combos alongside the Dogmatika line, because there's some nice little synergies there that really adds up to something beautiful. So we got ourselves our Dogmatika Charmer deck. We'll be showing off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's. And we'll have ourselves a good old time summoning out the wizards. So, of course, we got our whole deck here today. If you want to know the whole deck profile, that's going to be at the end as always. For now, we're going to go into EDO Pro and show off some duels with this deck and show you how it works. So, of course, you want to help the channel, don't forget to hit up all the good buttons below. And without further ado, let's head right into the action. Alrighty, everybody, it's time for our first opponent, another day and another card game. And we prefer to go first in this deck. It's very much a going first sort of thing. But we have some options going second. It's not like we can't, it's just we prefer to open up. But we'll see what we got here. We have ourselves an interesting opening hand. I love the Magicalized Fusion. Get enough spellcasters in the grave, and dang it, I can get into my grand spellbook, so I should be able to do that. So we'll see where this is going to go. We shall see. It's going to be an interesting affair here. So we're up against some version of Orcus. It can mean a lot of different things. So he's giving me tokens, because he's going to start link climbing and all that good stuff. We've seen Orcus before. They got some pretty nasty stuff in their department, but so do we. So do we. Ooh, Mekk-Knight Morning. Okay. Maybe not technically Orcus. Mayhaps it's actually playing Mekk-Knights. That'd be neat. I haven't seen just straight up Mekk-Knights in a long time. Alright, you're doing something fancy. What does the shield do again? Unaffected monster, something extra deck. Well, cannot target world legacies. So basically, what I'm reading about this is I have to punch it in the face. Okay, I can do that. That we can do. We can definitely punch World Shield in the face. So this is some kind of Mekk-Knight deck of some form or something of the matter. Trying to use that big old shieldy-do and some indigo eclipses to stop me. Okay. Alright. Well, he's definitely going to try and stop a lot of my monster effects and the like. But thankfully, he doesn't have the, that we know of, he doesn't have the Mekk-Knight cards that stop spell traps. So that's a good. Actually, these are the, oh, the trap one is the one where he has a continuous spell. So he doesn't have that. So that's good. He won't be able to stop evenly matched. Let's put it that way. Alright, so what are you doing? Paying 1,000 to bring back the World Shield, dude. And then I can summon a monster from my hand. But I don't want to do that at the moment. No. I have taken too many L's on stream recently, therefore... Oh, wait. I can't use evenly matched if I have cards. Well, that's annoying. Let's see here. That's totally fine. I'll give up the battle phase. I don't need it. Battle phases are for people who need to hit people. No. All I need is to set stuff up. So we're going to play Spellbook of Secrets instead. Yeah. I'm not sure. Let's see. Because he has more cards than I do. I'm not sure why I can't do that. Opponent controls more cards than I do. Make your opponent banish control. Alright, I have to have no cards. That is true. It's always that last line of line that you don't always read. Alright, that's fine. Let's go ahead and get our Spellbook of the Grand Circle and see where this is going to go. Because I can make this work, I feel. We're going to activate our Spellbook of the Grand Circle. Searches out 4 Charmer monsters from our deck, but then we have to shuffle 2 cards back to the deck. Lots of potential with this thing. A lot of powerful behind this. And let's see here. It's going to be tricky because he's got that trap to stop me. If I put things in the wrong column and all that doohickey, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and put a couple cards back. I'll have Branded Fusion if I need it. So now we're going to activate the effect of our Spellbook of the Grand Circle and Fusion Summon right now. I need to get lots of wizards into the graveyard is what I need to do. So we're going to use all 4 Charmers and summon out of this card. The Charmers of the Grand Circle. And we're going to use it to, let's see, I can't return cards from the field to the hand. That's true. I still can't beat over the World Shield. But let's go ahead, we'll do something different. Normally I use this to set up for Saryuja and stuff. But let's go ahead and bounce back like everything my opponent's got. He will not be able to do much about this, so that's good. And let's get rid of, get rid of the monster. And search some other cards. I feel a Quintet Magician would be good here. I feel like that would be very nice. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so let's activate Magical Eyes Fusion. That's right, I'm going to summon out the biggest of wizards. Wizard Plus. So we're going to use 5 different monsters. And this will allow me to blow up everything my opponent's got. Heck yeah. Banish everybody. Quintet Magician. And now that we've summoned him out, he's going to nuke... Well, he won't get rid of the World Shield. That I can't do anything about. But I can blow up everything else. Let's see. Target... but of course he's going to bring a monster back. No. No. Okay. That'll stop Quintet, regrettably. Well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and set ourselves possessed partnerships for later. Totally fine. I'm also going to play my other card. Good old Awakening the Possessed. I'll get a lot bigger for every different attribute I've got on the board. So that's cool. And let's see here. Normal summon Alibur in an attempt to force him to move the Indigo Eclipse. Yes. It seems like a great idea. Yeah, I knew it. I had a feeling he was going to do that. It's a good thing I was prepared for it. I activate Brand of Fusion. See, that's the thing about this deck. We have a lot of different engines and a lot of different moving parts to it. But it all adds up to some good stuff. So we're going to use a couple monsters, make up good old Albion. And we'll use good old Albion's effect to get ourselves another fusion. Or bait out Lost Wind. That was my other choice. That was my other option. Alright, touche, sir. But my monster's, well, he's halved forever. But he's still bigger than the World Shield. Alright, let's see here. See how this is gonna go. Ooh, he's got Blue Sky, huh? Blue Sky is a tricky one. Let me think here. Huh. I can revive a monster. I could bring back Ecclesia and then pop one of my opponent's cards. Let's hold off on that for the moment. Let's hold on that for a hot second. Because I do have the power of possessed partnerships. And this is part of the synergy here. It revives any spellcaster with 1500 defense on the hand or the graveyard. All of the Charmers and all of the familiar possessed have 1500 defense, but so does Ecclesia. It's really neat. So what do you got? Red and yellow, you say? Interesting. So basically, he's got the World Shield and he's got all these Mekk-Knights. What is his plan for dealing with Quintet? That's a 4800 beat sig that can't be tributed by kaijus or destroyed by stuff. I don't know what he can do to that. I mean, unless he's playing Avermax, which would not be great for me. It would not be the best thing. I have outs to Avermax, but they are limited. Alright, so you're going to go for Mekk-Knight of the Mernenster, as you do. Alright, let's go ahead and hold off on whatever he's going to play first. I might want to pop whatever... Well, it pops face ups, not face downs. We'll see where this is going to go first. Alright, gotta get some memory. Search out another Mekk-Knight. I do like seeing Mekk-Knight. It's been so long since I've seen a Mekk-Knight deck. It is a treat. Alright, so what does this do? Target a face-up monster with this card's column and destroy it. You did not... I didn't read my card, you didn't read yours. That makes it a nice, even matchup here. Proper Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. We don't know how to read. We don't read our card, we just read the good parts. Alright, so you got the Red Moon. Pretty nice, pretty nice. But that ain't gonna pop the Quintet Magician. Not at all. You can still punch Alibur in the face, though. So, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. 'Tis what 'tis, as they say. But Quintet not being able to be destroyed by card effects is gonna force this dude. He's gonna have to make something very big. Let's see. Popping my spell traps, you say? Well, then you're gonna have to force me to play this. I activate my possessed partnerships, buddy. That's right, and I'm going to bring back good old Ecclesia. I'll have to put him in attack mode, but it's what we have to do. Let me think here. Popping the secret would be good. Then again, I'm in a different column anyway. We're not going to pop yellow. I could pop Morningstar to deny him Big Link 2. I think this is the smartest thing to do at the moment. And with the current setup, I get any Dogmatika card I desire, barring my opponent having Ash or something. Or, right, memory. My memory forgot all about this thing. Alright, what do you got? Orange? Alright, what does this one do again? Opponent's card on this card leaves destroyed by battle, summon a Mekk-Knight from the hand. Okay. Fascinating. And now third Morningstar. Or no, this is the second one. I bounced the other one. Right? Yeah. Yeah, this is the second one. Okay. Alrighty. Interesting enough. I mean, he's going to be able to beat over some of my stuff. Can't stop that, but I still have Quintet Magician. He's still bigger than, like, any Mekk-Knight other than Avermax, so good on that. And because Albion left the board, I do get a branded Spell Trap from my deck during the end phase. So, while it didn't work out perfectly, it's fine. I mean, partnerships, yeah, I should have destroyed Secret. That's on me. I should have destroyed that when I had a chance. Not a big deal, though. Let's go ahead and use Albion, and we're going to get... Let me think here. I could use the Fallen Virtuous to blow up his card, or I could just get Branded Fusion. I feel like I should just get rid of... I should just get rid of the World Legacy Secret. It's becoming an issue. I don't want any issues. Alright, what do we got here? Ooh, Fallen of White Dragon. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so he's going to keep bringing back this World Shield doohickey. And I get to summon a monster from my graveyard. That's true. Is there any downside to me doing that? I don't think so. Alright. Screw it. I will bring back the Fountain. Oh, this seems like a trap. I'm going to bring back... Albion? He's nice and big. I do need some nice big things. I'll activate the Fallen the Virtuous, blow up his World Legacy Secret. And to do this, we're going to send to the graveyard this monster, Ecclesia the Black Dragon. Oh, I can't pop the secret? Ugh. That's okay. I mean, I wanted to pop that, but I can work with other things. It says I can pop a face-up card. Clearly something's protecting that. Oh. Can I target World Legacy cards that's called column with card? I see. That's not too big of an issue. So this isn't a Mekk-Knight, right? Correct. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to summon out Fallen of the White Dragon. When this guy gets summoned out, I can bring out Ecclesia from my deck. I can go for either Ecclesia, but I usually just go for, like, OG Ecclesia. She gets to be more search, and you want to search as much as possible in a 60-card deck. That's just what you do. Alright, we're going to go ahead and add another card to the hand. We're going to get Dogmatika Matrix. That way I can start doing unholy, unspeakable things to my opponent's board. So I'm going to use this to search out my ritual monster. Because my opponent's got monsters, I can get my ritual spell as well. I also get a bunch of other cards, but, you know, this is part of the combo here. So we'll activate our Dogmatic Calamitus. And we're going to bring out our boy using Albion and a Fallen of the White Dragon. Bring out the big old Albazoa. And we're going to hit my opponent. He has to get rid of half his extra deck or bounce all of his extra deck cards on the board. And you don't got no extra deck on the board. So he's got to get rid of a bunch of cards. For every 2 cards in the extra deck, 1 card from hand or extra deck to the grave. So, yeah, basically just half of the thing. Basically. And plus with Dogmatic Matrix, I can actually ditch a card from either extra deck once per turn. And that will allow me to... Well, I really want to get rid of this, but he's not letting me do it. He won't let me know the secret. Okay. Well, that's okay. Let's see what we're getting rid of. Oh, man, let's do a run Exterio. Exterio is cool. I like Exterio. Alright, so... Let's activate the Ecclesia the Black Dragon. We target her in a fusion in the graveyard, and I target any card on the board, including my opponent's cards, shuffling them all back into the deck. Very nasty. And we'll use Dogmatic Matrix while we're at it. I'm just going to look at my opponent's extra deck. I'm just curious what they got. Oh yeah, we know this guy's a problem. We're getting rid of him before there's any issues. So let's go ahead and start running over everything that exists in the world. So we'll have our big old clown boy beat over the yellow star. And we'll have our quintet magician take care of Red Moon. And we'll be all set and dandy. World Shield is a pretty impressive beast of a defensive boy, but he's no match for Albazoo. So we should be pretty set. I mean, my opponent, he can keep bringing back the World Shield as much as he wants. So that's something. But he only has 2,000 life points left. I have 2 beat sticks that are way bigger than this thing is. And I'm going to get free stuff every time he does this. So I just going to keep bringing back Ecclesia. Why the heck not? I don't see a reason not to do this. We're going to... Let's search... Ooh, tricky business. Who do I bring back? I guess I'll just get Fleur-de-Lis. I mean, not like I can summon it, but if I need to, I've got it. It's something. But this is what our deck does. This is what our deck is about. We're just going in for wizards. He couldn't tribute Quintet, but he could tribute Albazoo. That is true. But the funny thing is, Gamma Seal's bigger than the World Shield thanks to our Awakening of the Possessed. So we're all set for days. Oh man, I could make so many things. But that would be such a waste. So we're just going to go for the game here. So, going to have attack with the Gamma Seal. Take care of this World Legacy Shield. A nice back and forth with my opponent, has to be said. But we were able to outlast all of his Mekk-Knight. You know, if he had set up all the things, much more difficult. But we were able to outpace him and outlast him. So that's what this deck wants to do. Lots of wizard power. So, very good for the first duel. We got to show off a little bit of everything. But let's go ahead for duel number 2. There's still a lot more to do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Well, this time I would like to go first. I want to go first. Come on, double paper. You've never failed me before. You failed me. How dare you. Alright, well, we don't get to pick a second time. It's what it is, you know? Alright, so yeah, they are going to go first as expected. Our opening hand looks pretty good, actually. Oh man, this is a hand with a lot of stuff. Ooh, the Horuses though, that could make this difficult. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna. Okay, I can think of something I might have to do to branded like Bystials. Bystial Horuses. Doesn't sound like a fun time to me. We'll see where this is gonna go. I mean, we do play a lot of light dark, so that's not a great matchup for us. Not a great one. Not really, so we'll see how this is going to go. We'll see, because I do have Fallen of Albaz. I can use this to fuse with other cards of my opponents if they match my requirements. So if we have like light darks and things, I can go into, let's see, which button is it? I always forget which button it is to open up the extra deck. It's F3, yes. Yeah, we do have the Dragon that Devours the Dogma. Albaz, a light dark, and an effect monster, so... yeah, this would allow me to fuse using my opponent's stuff. The only difficult thing is I need Ecclesia around graveyard or field-wise so that the Dragon Dogma is unaffected by stuff. That's going to be the tricky bit. Interesting. Okay, so you just went for big Bystial Magnum Hunt, and that's it, huh? Go for Drizzworm. Okay. Interesting indeed. Ooh, Dogmatika could be very useful in the future. So, what we are going to do with this hand... Summon Fallen of Albaz and activate its effect. We're going to go ahead and discard one of the cards in our hand. Oh, that's a hard pick. I'm going to guess... I'm going to pick Possessed Partnerships. We'll see where this is going to go. And we're going to fusion into the Dragon that Devours Dogma using my opponent's Imseti and his Dwamfe. So we don't have to deal with no Horuses for a moment. We're going to activate, let's see, shuffle 2 cards into that. Yeah. We're going to activate the effect of Dragon that Devours the Dogma. This will let me shuffle my opponent's cards from their graveyard into the deck. Now, he can use his Bystial he drew into, his Druizworm, to get one of them back or what have you, or banish one of them. But I can at least get rid of the other one, so that's something. Oh, wait, no, I can get back the banished card myself. Although I think that will trigger... let's see, hold on, let me double check how this thing works. Let's see, if Light Dark is banished, try one of those banished... yeah, I can just shuffle these back right now. And he gets nothing! Ha! Take that! Alright, so, having done that, we're going to activate... oh, tricky business. Do I go for the Maxi Boy combo, or do I go for Charmer combos? I feel like I need to get rid of King Sarko. Difficult to say. Sometimes when you have so many options, you run out of like what to do. Okay, well that simplifies things a little bit. Okay, you know, stop me from playing that. Okay, seeing how that's gonna be. Let's activate Spellbook of the Secrets. So let me get Spellbook. Wait, I did normal summon. Yeah, I was about to say, did I normal summon? Yes, I did. Don't want to mess that up. All right. We'll activate the Spellbook of the Grand Circle. We're going to get all of our Charmer girls, our little lovely ladies. We're going to shuffle back 2 of these cards, because I'd rather just get as much bang for my buck out of this. And we're going to go ahead for our big old fusion. Bring out Charmers of the Grand Circle. And let's see. Do I have any? Let's see. That's my extra deck. I have like 1 dark in the graveyard, so let's see, yeah. No. We'll activate Charmers of the Grand Circle. We're going to use its effect 4 times. So let's see. Search for Spell Trap? Sure. We'll get ourselves our Awakening the Possessed to make our monsters a little bit bigger. We'll summon back a few Charmers. Let's see. I'm not locked in anything, so that's good. We'll bring back Hita and Ari. The monsters you summon back are like irrelevant at this point. It doesn't really matter who you're summoning, just so much that you're doing it. Alright, and let's go ahead for our boy, Saryuja. I'd like to draw into like an Ecclesia or something, that way I can make my monster immune to stuff. That would be good. Ooh, that's even better! Wait, this doesn't destroy, right? No, it doesn't. Oh! Oh! So many good cards! So many good cards, I want to use them all. Alright, activate Dogmatika Matrix. Search out Albazoa. Search out Ritual Spell. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Where's my Ritual Spell? Where's my baby? Wait, there we go. There he is. I knew he was around here somewhere. And then we're going to activate Magical Eyes View. This is a card we decided on like, in stream. It was like a cheeky little tech. Thanks, Joseph. Thank you, my man. Alright, we're going to bring back Quintet Magician. And we're going to nuke my opponent's board. At the very least, even if he does use Druid's Worm to, like, get rid of Quintet, this is... Wait, what are you doing? Oh, drawing yourself a free card. You monster. How could you? Well, sadly, this will be the end of Quintet Magician, but I still have Albazoa, and unless he has another Dogmatic... Or, not Dogmatica. Another Druid's Worm or something of the like... Actually, I think that's limited, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty sure. If he has another Bystial, he'll live. He's trying to determine what to get rid of off my board. It seems pretty straightforward, honestly. Seems pretty straightforward there, buddy. Just kind of like how I'm doing this, using the Synchro in my extra deck to summon out Albazoo. We'll activate Albazoo's effect just to, force my opponent to get rid of their extra deck a little bit, just in case. I doubt this helps me in any way. Actually, this could hurt at the same time. If he goes for like an Intis or something. That could have been a mistake, but at the same time, it's too tempting to not do it. It's a little too tempting. Alright, Battle the Phase. Hit him where it hurts, boys! Hit him where it hurts! Alrighty, well, this could have been... That looked pretty bad. When I saw the Horuses, I was a little worried, because Horuses in themselves can be a tricky bunch to deal with, but he didn't commit fully to the Horus package, and that was his downfall, so... Good on us for duel number 2. We OTK our opponent with all of our crazy techs and things. Crazy, we got Quintet twice in a row. I didn't think that was going to happen at all, but there you go. So let's go ahead for duel number 3. We still have other things to do with this deck. We still have a whole bunch of fusions to go into. I'd love to see Secret Spell cast a village thing. I'd also like to go first. So let's go ahead for duel number 3. Alright, everybody, it's time for the third opponent, the fighting third. Memphis go first just once today. I'd appreciate it if I could just go first one time. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate getting to go first for once. Alright, what do we have for a hand? Oh, look pretty good to me. Look pretty good to me. That's what I'll say. Let's activate Oh, I should have waited on that one, but it doesn't matter too much. Doesn't matter too much. But we're going to get our Secret Village of the Spellcasters, one of our most potent of cards. And we're going to use Nadir's Servant. And we already have Maximus, which is even better here. But I'll get Ecclesia. And we're going to get all the good stuff. Oh, baby, we're going to get all the good stuff. So we'll use Garuda's effect, draw another card. Good old Blazing Cartesia. That'll be good later. For now, we'll use Maximan's effect. Bring him out onto the board and ditch a couple of cards to try to hit my opponent's extra deck a little bit. So we'll ditch Herald and... Actually, this is going to be a tricky one. That's a tricky one because we already have everything we want. I guess we'll ditch Ecclesia for later. Just in case. Just in case. We'll get Ecclesia set up. So now my opponent has to get rid of 2 of the cards in their extra deck. So that's a good thing. That's a bit of a good thing. Let's see here. We're up against Red Dragon Archfiend, you say. Thinking about that. Okay, Albazoa is now very important to us. I was going to say we could hold off on Albazoa for a turn, but if we're up against Red Dragon Archfiend, we can't. We have to annihilate my opponent's extra deck. It is very important. So we're going to get Dogmatika Matrix. I'm going to destroy everything you hold dear, son. I'm sorry to say it, but I know how potent your deck is. Therefore, I will respect you with everything I have. I will show you the depths of the madness of the Pope, I guess. What was Dogmatika Maxim? Is he a Pope, or is he like just like a priest? Or is he like the Cardinal? I don't actually know what his rank is. Anyway, we're going to summon out Albazoa. My opponent must nix half of their extra deck now. They get to pick, mind you, so, you know, they got stuff. And he surrenders. Alright, well, that won't count towards our final score. But this is the duel that shows you this is what happens when you have, like, everything going for you. And, you know, Albazoa is already a pain in the butt for a Red Dragon Archfiend player to deal with, because he's hitting so many cards in the opponent's extra deck. Plus, with Dogmatika Matrix, I could have hit whatever I wanted to hit the cards he didn't want me to get rid of. So, yeah, this is that. And also, on top of everything else, I have Secret Village. No spells for my opponent, because he's, like, all fiends and things, so... That was a brutal 1-2 punch there. But let's go ahead for one more duel. And, you know, first or second, doesn't matter. There's not much left to show off, but I just want to play the deck one more time. Let's go for one more. Alright, everybody, it's time for the 4th opponent. The last chance at romance. This guy's called Burst Soul. That makes me think that this is just... It's just another mother flipping guy. It's another flipping guy. He's going to be playing mother flippers. You know what I mean? Alright, well, regardless of that, let's go for Ecclesia. Let me double check. Let's see, where's that other... I don't get to see. From your field, specifically. Alright, Thinking about this. I do not have a great opening hand at all. This is not a hand that speaks with a mighty power. So, we'll have to hedge bets and see where this is going to go. I do not have a lot of faith in this, but we'll give it a shot. Because if this is the revenge of the Red Dragon Archfiends, I am going to get smoked really hard if that's what this is. I have a feeling that's what this is. No, it's Battling Box. Okay. Battling Boxes! I love those guys. Those guys are cool. I felt so bad in Master Duel when I had to delete my old Battling Boxer deck to make room for new decks. Probably the one reason that I could never really fully get behind Master Duel. Although I've heard of... What's that other simulator? It's called Master Duel Pro or something. It's got like the same style as Master Duel, but it's like in yugioh Pro where you can play whatever you want. I really need to invest in that or something. I need to invest in that. Let's see here. So we got Uppercutter. We got Glassjaw. Alright, I really need him to summon from the extra deck, though. That's my main concern right here. You're gonna get, what was it, Headgear? Yeah, Headgeared. OG, man. Okay. I mean, so far, this is pretty straightforward. This is Battling Bot. It's a deck all about, you know, punching each other. It's not, like, super convoluted or nothing. Although I feel my opponent is going to do some mildly convoluted things. But not too terribly. He's probably just going to use this to get another Battling Boxer. Yeah, he's going to get Shadow Man. Okay. Alright. I can work with this. Can the boxing champ take down the Pope, though? That's the question. We'll find out. Hopefully, maybe. Again, he needs to summon anything from the extra deck, and we can work with this, because then I can summon Fleur-de-Lis. That'll open up Dogmatika Charmers and let me summon out Albazoa. That is what we want him to do. The question is, does he know how this works? This isn't played as often as other Dogmatika cards, so I have a feeling he doesn't know about this. But we'll see. I mean, he knows I have Fleur-de-Lis. That's the thing. He knows I have Fleur-de-Lis. So there's a chance he'll just punch out for my Ecclesia here. But no, he'll go for Lead Yoke. Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what we were waiting for him to do. So we'll summon out Fleur-de-Lis, and we're going to negate Lead Yoke. So now I can use Dogmatika Charmers, and I guess, yeah, we'll use this now. Dogmatika Charmers, baby! We're going to use these two, and summon out Albazoa, who's immune to Xyz monsters, so that'll stop any Xyzing things that my opponent wants to do. I don't remember what other things the battling monsters can do to stop Albazoa. I think they have a trap that could do something about this, but I can't remember. It's been so long. But for the moment, okay. Switch hitter. Cool, cool. Get switch hitter back. Neato. What's one thing he could do? If he goes for 105, he could... It's basically like a watered-down version of Lionheart, is that it can deal me the damage instead of him. So that could be a problem. That could be issue. Let's see. 2 spellcasters, 3 spellcasters. Fallen Battlin is a dragon, not a spellcaster, but I can still make it work. Aha, it is you. I knew it. Alright, turn the chain. Oh, poopy. That's not good. I mean, that's not good. That's bad. I might be dead right there. Because he can target and just... Wait. Yeah, I'm negated, so he's just going to be able to pop me. Oh! I mean, I know I started with a bum hand, but... but our winning streak is done because of Battlin boxes? I need to take a... I think I need to end it for today if that's the case. Alright, well... Touche, good sir. Touche. You got me good. Gosh darn it. One more turn. I could have done not much, but maybe something. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say. Funnily enough, I have Hita. If I was playing the Unpossessed trap, this would have actually been really good here. But that's neither here nor there. So, alright. You know what? Battling boxes get nothing. Therefore, they deserve a win every once in a while. I'm okay. I'm okay. I just wish I could have done a little bit more. Alright, well, let's go ahead for the end screen, and we'll talk more about this deck here. Alrighty, everybody. So, our Dogmatika Charmers deck, 2025 edition. We got ourselves 2 wins, 1 loss. We were so close to a perfect score today. But like I said, battling boxes never get anything, so I'm okay with losing to battling boxes in a bad hand situation or whatever you want to call it. The fact is, it's all good, you know, because we got to show off most of what this deck wants to do. It's all about bringing out lots of spellcasters, comboing hard, wiping out my opponent's stuff, not with like Omni Negations or stuff like that. It's mostly interruption in that sense. It's about popping my opponent's stuff before that they can go off, things of that nature. You know, we have negation in here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it's not about oppressive Omni Negation. That's why I like this deck so much. Lots of moving bits to it, lots of different actions it can take, but it allows my opponent to actually have like some kind of action against us at the same time. So we got to show most of what this deck likes to do. You know, there's very little we didn't get to do with it, so I'm happy with how it showed. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because we're rebuilding this channel from the ground up. So here's the deck profile for everyone who wants to know what we were playing today. Take it out. Have yourselves a good time with it. For the main deck today, we played 1 copy of Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, 3 copies of the new Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, the Thunderbolt. We have 1 copy of Dogmatika Maximan, 1 each of Familiar Possessed Hita, Wind, Asa, and Area, 2 copies of Aluber, the Jester of the Jespia. The Jespia, that's his new name. We have 1 Fallen of the Albaz, the original, and 2 of the new Fallen of the White Dragon. They do count as the same dude. 2 copies of Incredible Ecclesia, 3 copies of Dogmatic Ecclesia the Virtuous with the anime art style, 2 copies of Blazing Cartasia the Virtuous, one of each of the OG Charmers, being Hita, Win, Asa, and Area. We have 3 copies of Spellbook Blue Boy, 1 copy of Dogmatika Albazo. We have 3 copies of Nadir's Servant, 1 copy of Fusion Deployment. Essentially just turns this guy into like Super Poly, essentially. We have 1 copy of Magicalized Fusion, 1 copy of Triple Tactical Talents, 2 copies of Branded Fusion, 1 Terraforming, 3 copies of Spellbook of the Secrets, 1 copy of Spellbook of the Grand Circle, 1 Dogmatic Calamity, 1 Call by the Grave. We have 1 Fallen in the Virtuous, 3 Spirit Charmers, 1 Dogmatic Matrix, 1 Awakening the Possessed, 3 copies of Secret Village of the Spellcasters. We have 3 copies of Evenly Matched for if we go second. We have our 1 copy of Dogmatic Liturgy, 2 copies of Possessed Partnerships, and 1 Dogmatic Punishment. For the extra deck, we have things like SP Little Knight, Saryuja Skulldread, 1 Herald of the Arclight, because sadly you're going to win 1 card. We have Ecclesia the Black Dragon, which is a nice recovery plus removal of our stuff. We have 1 copy of the 3 Brave Souls, 1 Despian Lulu Wailith, 1 Elder Entity in Tis, 1 Garura, 1 Charmers of the Grand Circle, 1 Albion, 1 Titanic-clad, 1 Rebellion, 1 Dragon that Devours the Dogma, 1 Mirror Jade Iceblade Dragon, and our secret deck of the day, Quintet Magician. As for the side deck, lots of different things. You want to run like a Cash Tira engine in here, just to have a little bit more of interrupting of your opponent's stuff. That is a totally viable thing to do. You have to do some rearranging of things, but it's still something you do, like 3 copies of Fenrir, a copy Unicorn, you know, some of the spells in there, all that good stuff. Fairy Tale Luna used to be a thing you play a lot in Charmers, and you still technically can. It doesn't really mesh as well with our particular thing because it eats up your normal summon, but you can use Fairy Tale Luna, and I am considering like doing a Fairy Tale version of Charmers after I do Trains, so that's going to be something. Another engine, which is a little limited and eats up your extra deck a bit, is the Magistus line. You know, you use Zorua, you use Artemis, and you use like the synchros such as Zorua the Magistus Calamitous Conflagration. Whatever you use this big old synchro dude to hit your opponent really hard. Okay, that's the whole idea of this card. You use that with Spoon, you use that with Awaz, things of that nature. It makes a big synchro, essentially, is what it does. It eats up the extra deck though, so it's about a preference sort of thing. More preference. You also have things like Summoner Monk, which can discard extra spells of yours to summon out spellcasters from the deck. You can't attack with that monster that turn, but you usually use that monster for, you know, making other things that do attack. You also have things like Albion Sanctifier Dragon, just to bring out big old monster and give both players a monster, which we're not using any lockdown strats, so I don't play this one, but you could do that. You have more cards with the Magistus lineup. You have things like Forbidden Droplet if you want to stop your opponent from having big old unstoppable cards. If you want to really, really double down on Secret Village, I would highly recommend things like Set Rotation. Give yourself your Secret Village, give your opponent a field spell they won't be able to play. It even works better if you use like Closed Forest, because then even if your opponent can play the field spell, like they're playing spellcasters themselves, they won't be able to replace the new field spell with another one, especially with Closed. In fact, where is Closed Forest? This is way better than Extra Deck. I mean, Extra Deck's cool too, but Closed Forest is way cheekier. And lastly, we have Unpossessed. Now, this is an interesting card, because if you want to make actual use out of the Charmers themselves, this card can be useful, because it prevents Charmers from being destroyed by battle. And if your opponent's playing, like, let's say they're playing all 5, like the Battlin Boxer guy, and if I had this card, I could have set up Hita, and when Hita gets flipped, I can target a fire monster and take control of it, as long as Hita's on the board. So, it's a tricky little tricksy card, but it can do you some good work. It also does something with the Familiar Possessed as well. It has a whole bunch of different effects, so there's always options. So, hope everybody enjoyed it today. Like I said, next time we'll be taking a look at Trains, and I'd like to also take a look at Fairy Tale Charmers as well, unless something crazy comes up, like we get Venom support or something. So, I hope to see you guys again for the next one. Until next time, you stay safe, stay happy, you have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.